Hello.
Hey, how you doing?
Good morning.
If you want to
Morning.
hear that again,
I'm gonna grab breakfast. I'll be right back.
Do it.
Hi, everybody.
Hello. Morning.
Morning.
Okay. All right.
All right. Just waiting a few more minutes for people to join. I think for now, if people want to introduce themselves in the chat, just write your name and what organization you're with. All right. I think. I wonder if that's in the. Oh, and more people join. There you go. Just as I want to start, I think people start joining. Cool. So I think I'll start now, but just and okay. So thank everybody for joining us today, right before school starts or for the majority of our college campuses, school starting next week. But thank you for joining. For those who might not know me, I think I know everybody here, but Juan Cantu, program officer with Boss Foundation, help organize and manage these coaches meetings every month. This month is particularly busy. We're gonna have like we're gonna have a few meetings this month, just since this is traditionally the most needed, I guess, to the support for students this month. We're gonna have the meeting today, obviously, and then next week I've sent out new Aspire training on financial aid that everyone should have if they're on the Success Boston list. If you don't, you can send me an email after this, and I'll make sure that I get you the registration link for that training. They'll be U.S. Spires will be running it, so they're gonna have all the information. I just send the link out to register, and then on the 16th, so in 2 weeks, we're gonna have another check-in with coaches just to go over any like sort of troubleshooting, checking in on what's going on with these first couple weeks of school, checking out drop deadlines, seeing what students are going through, if there's any trends or patterns that we're seeing with students, and hopefully being able to do something about it, or at least learn from some experts on how to help students out. Today, everyone should have the agenda, but we're going to be talking about just general updates. Then we have BPS. We have Marcia and Mitchell talking to us about College Month in October, which for many who have been part of it in the past, it's been this great interactive month where we talk with high school students about college and what it takes to get in and different opportunities. And obviously that's not going to be in person. So we're going to tackle that virtually. Then we're going to go over health insurance topics, specifically with the Mass Health and SHIP, which has been a big issue and big roadblock for many of our students in this time right now. So we have Hannah Friggin from Healthcare for All talking to us. And then at 11, we'll have Aleta Quiroz-Livanis from the Department of Higher Ed coming and talk to us about just overall updates with higher ed and the state universities at the UMasses. So that'll be pretty much it. And then just some next steps. But outside of that, that's what we're going to be doing. And if anyone, and then we can talk about a few more things. But first off, wanted to go over just seeing if there's any updates from organizations that people want to talk about, if there's any folks hiring or any updates around that. Anything people want to say? Okay.
One, it's Kathy. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Nice to see you all. I just wanted to both update and put a plug in for attendance on the 16th of September at the coaches meeting. At the PIC, Kristen McSwain of the Boston Opportunity Agenda and I have been convening the Opportunity Youth Collaborative, which I see overlapping with Success Boston because we define opportunity youth as not just totally disconnected 16 to 24-year-olds, but marginally connected. So a lot of our community college students we see as opportunity youth, particularly those that are just kind of cycling in and out and not making a lot of progress. So we're mapping, oops, got some interference. We're mapping career pathways with the Aspen Institute, hoping to qualify for a grant to bolster scale in pathways. We're looking at both community college and job training pathways. So on the 16th, we have a researcher who is going to share some labor market data with you guys and some opportunities that they see from interviews they've had. Then they're going to interview you as a focus group on things that you think would barriers and opportunities for graduating more of our students successfully, getting them prepared for careers or transfer more successfully, particularly thinking at Bunker Hill, but also community college in general. So you guys have such a unique bird's eye view of the things that are happening that I'm really excited for the consultant to hear from you what the challenges are and where opportunities might be to strengthen things. So I just want to put that plug in there for the 16th. It's Phil Jordan and Nate Hunt of BW Research will be joining us.
Kathy, what time is that going to be on the 16th?
1.
Sorry, I was muted. I believe it's going to be 11 to 12:30.
Thank you.
We're sharing a Zoom account, so I think people had already booked the earlier time slot, unfortunately. So we got to be flexible in this time. But yeah, it's 11 to 12:30. And depending on how long Nate and Phil want to interview us or vice versa, talk about, or coaches want to talk about the struggles the students are going through, it might stretch a little longer, but I think that's probably the time slot we're going to have. And I'll send out the information after this meeting. Yeah.
Juan, did you say it starts at 11?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm the one who booked the Zoom account for earlier, so we can totally like liberate it and use it for this purpose. So if you want to move the meeting earlier, that's totally fine.
All right. So
Let me just make sure they can come to it earlier. I'll do that.
yeah, because I checked in with them for 11 and they're open that time. So
They might be open for earlier if that's good for people.
So for now, I think if folks are putting stuff on their calendars, hold 11 to 12:30, but I'll send an update after this. Hopefully by the end of the day, we can confirm something different if it does change. But yeah, I'm very excited about that meeting. I think having seen some of the presentations that they have been giving us and talking about career outcomes and outlooks, especially with students, I think both they can learn a lot from us and we can learn a lot from them. So it's very excited for that too. Thank you, Kathy. And if anyone else has any updates for their org or anything that's going on.
Yeah, I just wanted to remind people that classes do start September 8th for Bunker Hill. But we're extending our last day for add drop is going to be September 15th. And after September 15th, all our offices on campus are going to be remote. That's a change. We did have 25% working on campus, but that's after the 15th, Student Central and everyone will be remote. And December 21st is going to be the end of the semester, and that's going to be the last day to withdraw from classes with a W. So that's a change, just like we did in the spring. Students have until December 21st. And we are just, as of yesterday, going to be offering TEAS testing in our assessment center. So I'll be sending an update out to everybody. I also believe that we're still going to accept applications after Labor Day, which is very unusual for Bunker Hill, but I will send something out to all the coaches in regards to that. You can look at the website, but as our numbers are down, we're going to still accept students. And the classes are predominantly remote. The classes that have labs will be on campus. It's less than 20% of our classes. And they'll all be socially distanced, and all students have to wear, anyone who comes to the campus has to wear a mask. Thanks.
Can I ask a question, Bunker Hill related?
Sure.
Hi, good morning.
Hi.
The telephone numbers that students can reach offices at once they go remote, will those change or will they be the same?
No, they'll stay the same, and we are really beefing up our chat feature. So please encourage students to do the chat, the online chat. And if they're not comfortable, which some students aren't, you know, they can call chat and somebody can call them back individually or something. But the numbers will be the same. The chat hours will probably extend and be more for every department.
Okay. Sometimes it's helpful. I've been doing some crazy times, but I've been in Zoom meetings with students and we're doing speakerphone conversations via Zoom and colleges. And so sometimes it's helpful to be able to just get somebody on the phone to kind of have that three-way conversation. So just in case they get more, that might be why they're getting more phone calls than chats.
Yeah, it's interesting. They said that a lot of students prefer phone.
Yeah.
As opposed to a video chat.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you, Kate. I know we had some other updates from our partners at RCC and Benjamin Franklin. I don't think they could make it today this morning. Specifically with RCC, they're starting today, starting a little early. The first day classes is today, and the last day for any changes at drop is the 15th of September. So make sure if you do have students going to RCC to have those dates in your mind. With Benjamin Franklin, they are starting next week, like Bunker Hill. They're starting on the 8th. Everything's going to be online the first week. They will have some labs starting the week after that on the 14th. But everyone who is going to be going to campus has to read and sign their return to campus safety guide. So acknowledgement of what is expected for them, and making sure that they're being safe when they return. So if there's anything that, if they don't do that, then they can't return on campus to participate in their lab. So make sure to reach out to Benjamin Franklin and Jackie specifically if the students have any questions about that. I think that
I just want to make sure Joel's update is seen, the one he put in the chat.
Oh, I didn't see that. Sorry. Oh, yeah. So Hyde Square. Oh,
or Joel, you can talk about it if you want.
Yeah, they're hiring somebody for their tutoring part-time, about 20 hours. So if anyone has any recent grads who are still looking for jobs or just want to do something, maybe they're going to grad school, I think this could be a good option for them. And just ask Joelle about that info once after this chat. So thank you, Tony. And then the last thing was the monthly messages. I think we've all seen them, but just to reiterate on a few things for September, I think everyone is saying, finalizing class schedule with financial aid is a big push this month. Most students, if they've already applied and enrolled, should be they should have registered for all their classes. They should have the financial aid all set up. Sometimes they can get a few things last minute done. It will be tough. Some community colleges and some 2 years have some mini sessions or classes that start a little later. So that is possible to start after the traditional start period of the fall. But usually right now is when everything is required to be done. So if you have a student who might not be done with certain things on the FAFSA or getting their verification information submitted to the university or the college, it might be a spring 2021 start that they're looking at. But make sure to reach out to the colleges to see what they can do to help out. And I will make sure to send out the monthly messages again in the notes afterwards. But I think that's the biggest one right now. Just making sure people are set up with financial aid. Let's see, and then the next thing. I see Aspire trainings, and if there are no other org updates, I think we can open the floor for Marcia. Marcia is here.
I'm right here, Juan.
All right, thank you.
Good
Awesome.
morning. So good to see everyone today, and I hope everyone's gearing up for a restorative holiday weekend as you all plan to launch your programming across our college campuses. I'm sending good thoughts and energy your way for sure. So October is College and Career Month in the Boston Public Schools, as you all know, and we are really eager to get our students excited about their futures. We have, traditionally kicked off College Month with a day when we all have an opportunity as practitioners to represent our alma maters. And rather than just executing our bragging rights, which we have all definitely earned, this year, we really want students to understand the why behind our decisions and how it has really led us to live purposeful lives, right? Even though, that purpose is, constantly evolving for me, and I'm sure it is also for you, that it is a journey. But saying that it is a journey, but you have to start at some point. So, the why around, why did I choose my major or my career path? And how did that change over time? Why did I choose the college I decided to attend? How do I see those choices connecting to my overall purpose? I know when I speak with students and they find out that I attended an HBCU, it's like a stop, drop, and roll. They want to know, like, how did I make that decision? Why did I choose that institution? And what led up to that choice? And they like hang off of every single word that I say, because it's a whole big story behind my why. But I think, this is a really great opportunity for us to really share from our hearts, given the, everything that's happening in our world. Our students are depending on us to, really inspire them, and they are going to hang off of every word that you have to say, even though you feel that your why is not relevant to you. It definitely could potentially be relevant to another student. So we see these stories as being shared through not only photos, as we have historically done, but through short inspirational video clips. We are enlisting the support of a social media communications expert who will consult with us throughout College Month and help us to coordinate these clips and these photos and ways that we can get this right in front of our students, directly to them through email opportunities or social media channels. So that's, I'm looking forward to that portion for sure. This year, it is very, very important that our students and our families know that our college planning services are alive and well. They're available to them, even in this remote and hybrid space. We plan to launch a FAFSA completion initiative. We will be tracking data with our core partners who are engaged in on a high level of leading FAFSA work across our schools. We want to elevate the application support opportunities that are available to our students and our families. We are also planning to collaborate with the Boston Opportunity Agenda on a shared public will campaign focused really on the goals and the competencies outlined in the college career and life readiness framework, which you are all very much familiar with. And here again, really getting at the why, the what, the how, and getting that into the consciousness of our families as early as possible. They see all these, goals and competencies. You need to be able to set a vision, communicate with others and work with others, and, select a course and change course. But how do you really get there, and what are the tasks, experiences, activities that you as parents or students need to participate in to really achieve those competencies and goals over time? So more information will be coming down the pipe from Krista McSwain around that, and I'm sure that she will then come to this team to kind of share the campaign goals and some strategies that we'll be working on throughout not only the month of October, but throughout the entire academic year and moving forward. We plan to coordinate our efforts again around 4 key themed weeks. The first week will be a focus on college affordability. We know that historically U Aspire has done their financial aid 101 workshops. We want to offer our students and families FAFSA simulations as a readiness activity so they can begin their application and pull together all the paperwork needed to successfully submit a FAFSA. We're really pushing for this, particularly given some of the data that has recently come out around the number of students who did not submit a FAFSA in the class of 2020, knowing that the class of 2021 will be facing some of these same challenges, and really, again, the why, the purpose, helping them to build their mindset that this is still doable despite, some of the things that are happening around them, that once this passes, we need you to be settled into a post-secondary plan, and we're committed to walking that road and going forth on that journey with you. So that's really, the message around FAFSA completion, and really getting to the parents, maybe working with many of our organizations around lunch and learn opportunities or evening webinars for our families to understand the importance of, supporting their students and gathering some of the paperwork that's needed to complete the FAFSA. And then really, trying to start the scholarship sessions as early as possible throughout the academic year, highlighting some of our local scholarship opportunities that students may not be aware of. And there's tons of them. The second week is really going to focus around college readiness, and CAC will be working strategically with us across all of our schools on engaging students in virtual campus tours and reflection surveys. We'll be working to leverage Naviance, our college and career planning platform, to do some of that work and hopefully track students who are actually taking advantage of these virtual tour opportunities, and maybe doing some type of post-reflection with them and capture that their thoughts or their learnings from those tours. We want to launch a series this week of virtual college fairs or some type of panel structure where it will be focused specifically on answering the questions of our BPS families and students. And we're thinking about 3 kind of themes for how we want to bundle the institutions. We want to have definitely one just focus on 4-year public and private institutions locally. The second on 2-year community colleges, highlighting our tuition-free community college opportunities and really helping families to understand how leveraging that can be not only a great career pathway, but a really good cost savings. And then the third one, which a lot of students have asked for, is an HBCU panel and presentation with some of the alumni, like what do they need to be, and a lot of younger families have asked to, like, what do I need to do right now in middle school to, really increase my child's readiness to access one of these institutions. And we want to make sure that we're giving them all the tools to kind of think about that process. We know that there's tons of national virtual college fairs that's happening. We do have a consultant who's working to pull together all of the virtual campus opportunities this kind of quarter, in addition to any national virtual college fairs, and making sure that we're getting that information to our families for their preparedness and awareness. That week, we are also, as a district, and this, we haven't really sent the memo out to the schools yet because we had to iron out some of the operational components, is we are launching on-site PSAT and SAT school day initiatives across all of our schools, so our students can opt in or opt out of coming to the high school campus to actually take their SAT exam on the high school campus. And we're doing this even though, many of our universities are going test optional. We're doing this, number one, many will still look at that as part of using multiple measures to consider a student for admissions. And number two, a lot of our test centers are filled to capacity, and many of our students were locked out if they weren't, if they didn't take the initiative to plug into one of those Saturday sessions. And if a student really wants to take their SAT, we want to make that happen for them. So the district is paying for all of those exams. So it will be at no cost to any student, regardless of their family's income. So that's a great opportunity for you guys to say, hey, if you need support with proctoring at the schools, as you know, the high school campuses will be closed during October. They will not be physically back in their hybrid version until November. So it's a little logistical nightmare right now to kind of coordinate across schools on opening the buildings during October, but we are working through the details, and we're happy again to offer that service to our families. The third week will be STEM week, and which coincides with the state STEM initiative, as well as Alumni Engagement Week. So I know that the PIC has historically led a lot of the STEM initiatives. We will capture that work and utilize College Month as a mechanism to really push out really good information on the work that they're doing within their agency, as well as within collaboration with our STEM director in the Boston Public Schools. I know that they're also thinking about how to bring forth internship opportunities through virtual sessions for our students, and will be giving us more information about that. And then the final piece this week that I would really love to enlist the support of Success Boston in is really setting up an alumni kind of panel where students come back and really talk about the good, the bad, the ugly, and the wonderful about their early college years, and just giving students an opportunity again to ask questions and get answers to their most pressing questions. So that is something that Antonia and Juan has raised their hand to really support us and co-host that session, and we can really work together to get students plugged into that. The final week would be success planning with Naviance. As you all know, Naviance aligns with the state's My Career and Academic Plan, which is MyCap. Our goal is still to get as many freshmen, ninth grade students connected to that platform and really beginning their success planning as early as often and often as possible throughout their 4 years. And so MyCap, utilizing Naviance, really will engage students in activities such as, developing a SMART goal, doing a career cluster finder, understanding your learning styles, beginning to build your resume. So we have a series of milestone activities within Naviance that we will be developing lessons around, and the expectation is to utilize that week to really launch this work with your ninth grade students, knowing that Naviance is highly utilized by our seniors anyways because of the college application process, and then by our juniors as they're beginning to think about their post-secondary plans. But the real heavy lift and work across our schools is how do we get this planning really launched with our ninth graders. And so we're going to utilize College Month as, again, an umbrella to really jumpstart that process, knowing that the work that we're doing across all of these weeks in and out of, College Month is going to be throughout the academic year. So I'll stop there. There's a lot of excitement. I'm working with many of our organizations to pull together the materials that will be used to really build the campaign for this year.
Thank you, Marsha. I know it's a lot of moving parts, and we really appreciate you taking the lead over so many different nonprofits and partners that take that do all of this for the students. So thank you for that. I also want to address a couple things on the chat that I didn't read before, but some organization updates. U Aspire is hiring a college affordability advisor, so Karen's going to be sending that link out. And Fina, the College Month is October, so we're going to be doing a lot of work around that time to support high school students getting ready. So from PSAT prep to virtual college fairs, that type of thing. And every week is going to be themed, but we're going to get some more information as we go on. So I'll make sure to send some info to you after the meeting.